you guys, it's the first ever. It's never been done before. It's the 2024 Buick Envista. And you might be wondering if it's an SUV or a sedan, because to me, it looks like a sporty sedan, but like a little more ground clearance. So it's a small SUV, crossover, I guess. And it has a very coupe-like body style you'll see in a sec, which I love. I think it looks so good, so sporty. This is ocean blue metallic. This is the top trim. This is the Avenir. Avenir is Buick's premium brand or badge that it puts on the top of the line for each of its vehicles. And this is the Envista Avenir. New Buick logo, beautiful ocean blue metallic, LEDs. I think it looks really sharp, very unique. To me, it doesn't look like anything else on the road. And I think it provides huge value. So under 30,000 Canadian dollars for a premium brand, for a cool looking SUV. The bottom two trims get 17 and 18-inch wheels. These are 19-inch wheels. We have the Avenir badging throughout on the side, the back, and on the inside, stitched on the leather seating. And I will say, even the interior feels really premium for this price point. As I mentioned, the sloped coupe style body, I love it. I think it looks so good and super sporty. We've got Envista Avenir badging, a nice Buick spread across the back. I love this back end. It's very clean. As I mentioned, very sporty. And I will say it looks super sporty, but I will not say the drive is super sporty. I will talk about that when I'm driving. But we've got a lot of space back here. As you can see, I've got my Santa suit ready to go because, you know, tomorrow's December 1st. But yes, we have a ton of space back here. We even have a spare tire under here. But I kind of wish, like, there's just too much space around the spare tire. They could have taken some of that space and given it to the cargo area. It's a 60-40 split. We have a privacy shade, and the power liftgate is only on the Avenir trim. The bottom two trims are manual liftgate. Okay, so this is where I can see the under $30,000 price point. This is plastic. There's quite a bit of plastic in here. This is as well. But these seats in the top trim are gorgeous. They're like a gray leather and they're very soft and cushy. And then we have two cup holders in here in the middle. We also have a totally flat floor, which I really appreciate, especially in a smaller vehicle like this. Lots of room for a third person in here, and then a little cubby and a USB and a USB-C, but there is no vents back here. We have pockets, and I will say I wish it was a panoramic sunroof, but again, price point. Even this top trim is, well, not in Canada, but even in the US, this top trim is under $30,000. I love this whole dash. It's got a really nice one piece of glass for the two screens. The digital driver display is 8 inches. I do feel like they could have made that a little bit bigger because they've got this huge, huge piece of glass, and the driver display really is only like here. But regardless, love this. Wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto connectivity, and it's a beautiful dash aside from plastic. But this I love. I love this integration. It looks really good. Hard touch for climate control, which I appreciate. Heated seats, heated steering wheel. And speaking of the steering wheel, I love this steering wheel. Also, on this top trim Avenir, you get adaptive cruise and a few other advanced safety features that you don't get on the bottom two trims. Just a really normal gear shift knob, but we do have a wireless charging pad here and a USB and USB-C, which is fantastic. And then gloss black around the two cup holders, and then a small little center console storage. It's very small inside, not very deep. And as I mentioned, I really love these seats in here. And then we have the Avenir stitching on the headrest for the driver and the passenger. Okay, let's go for a drive. While I will say this is a very comfortable to drive little crossover, and I love this steering wheel. It's the perfect size for me. I love the flat bottom. It feels very sporty. Everything about this car feels sporty except for the actual drive experience. It's a 1.2 liter turbo 3-cylinder, only 136 horsepower, so it doesn't have a ton of power. I live in a kind of a hilly neighborhood, and I have to drive up this hill every time I go to the grocery store, run errands, or pick up my kid at school. And it doesn't do great on the hill. It kind of chugs along a little bit. But as I said, I wish it was a little more powerful. It's front-wheel drive. You cannot get an all-wheel drive in the Envista, and it is a 6-speed automatic transmission. And one of the things I forgot to mention, so I was saying how the lack of a pano sunroof reminds me of the price point, and then some of the plastic. But also the driver's seat is power, but the passenger seat is not power. So that's just another one of those things that you have to expect when you're buying a premium car, but at this price point. So all trims of the Buick Envista get the Buick Driver Confidence Package, which includes automatic high beams, lane keeping, forward collision alert, and emergency braking, which I think is fantastic. And then this Avenir, the top trim, gets the advanced safety package, which includes adaptive cruise, lane keeping, rear cross traffic alert, rear park assist, heated side view mirrors, and rain sensing wipers. So honestly, for the adaptive cruise control alone, I would go with the Avenir trim. Plus, I just really like how bougie the top trim usually is, and this Avenir is no different. So pricing, the Avenir starts at just under 30,000 Canadian dollars and 23,495 US dollars. This is the top trim of the three, and it's 34,723 Canadian and 29,695 US. So under 30,000 US dollars for all this in such a beautiful package. I really love this car. I only wish it was a little more powerful, had a little more get up and go, a little more dynamic driving experience, but again, it is a fantastic package.